This is Rooted Cosmic Soul, Season 2 of Broom Closet Recordings, healing the patriarchy within, and the here and the there, offering rememberings in times of chaos, confusion, love, and belonging. I am Deidre, your sometimes reluctant but always growing guide. In this season, I'll be sharing channeled and conjured episodes related to healing the patriarchy within. There's a link in the description to the digital book titled the same. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like. This will help me grow the channel and therefore grow my ability to continue these offerings with dedicated focus. I deeply appreciate you being here. Hello, Rooted Cosmic Souls. This is Deidre again, here to share some messages specifically for other Rooted Cosmic Souls and the concept, the idea, the process of healing the patriarchy within. I've been thinking about a conversation I had with a fellow Rooted Cosmic Soul in the Midwest of the United States, and we were talking about timeline shift. There's actually one of our fellow Rooted Cosmic Souls who does not get on any social media during the summer very much at all. I was filling her in on some of my timeline story videos and the things that I've been downloading around this idea of the timeline shift, particularly that it was a shift, that my belief, it's a shift within. It was an internal shift that we will see externally, but I think the initial thrust, the initial energy was really pushed into us as individuals, an internal shift. And I'm beginning to believe that really those who likely felt it the most and most significantly are folks who are intentionally on a healing journey that is spiritually based, because we know that we are both matter and ether, right? We are here in this beautiful body as spirits. We are spirits having an embodied experience. And those of us who have that knowing and are in the process of healing the body, healing the patriarchy within, patriarchy and the construct itself. So remember, when I talk about construct, say it with me, folks, talking about patriarchy, the ideology of whiteness and separation, capitalism, greed, overconsumption. The force that it fuels itself by, and really the one, because many possibilities always exist, but one of the ways that it controls, oppresses, and suppresses our experience as humans is through the body and through emotions, our emotional reactions. Could be responses as well, but I think it prefers reactive emotion, because response can be more from the balancing self, whereas reaction is often going to be from one end of the pendulum swing, just on one end of a pendulum swing of wherever you are. Those of us who are doing that healing of the construct within, are part of that work is working toward being able to see, sense, and shift how our matter, our body, and our spirit, our heart, our mind is experiencing this construct, and being able to see the construct for what it is. So along those lines, when we were talking about that, they were explaining to me that when I said to them, I was like, well, I have this idea that the shift occurred, but that it's internal. And many of us have been conditioned to think it's external, and so are not yet taking advantage of the energy being given to us to manifest new stories, to create new myths, new stories about what we want, how we want to move. And she said to me, she's like, oh my goodness, I totally am experiencing that from my partner. I had a conversation with my partner, and my partner's response was one that I was like, who is this person in front of me? It was a really loving, sort of illuminating response for her from her partner. And so, we laughed about it. We laughed and joked about it. And also I started thinking about that experience and wanted to bring it here as an example of a couple different things. One, that it might be easier for folks to take in what I'm saying in terms of the shift occurred and it was an internal one, by opening yourself up to see it in others, because we're so conditioned to be external. And also I would say, like, if that is what helps you to come back into the I, okay, just remember the intent is to come back here. Don't don't stay externally focused. It's just sort of, it's the seductive way for the construct to pull you back into its BS. And also, there's a learning in that, of seeing it in others in terms of the stories we weave. So I'm not making any suggestions of whether or not the, how do I want to say that, Spirit? For the person who brought me this rooted cosmic soul in the Midwest, that's their experience. That, perception is reality, reality varies. What was given to me was to think about it or feel through it in terms of that perception that the partner changed. Was the partner always like that? And the change was in the rooted cosmic soul of the Midwest, and therefore their perception of their partner was different? Or was there an actual change in the partner? Or was it both? Is it both happening, right? Don't know. But it's something to think about. It's something to be curious about, because the more curious we are about our experiences in our eye and our perception and the stories that we create to manage our reality, and the more curious we are about the people around us, particularly the people we love and are in close proximity, like curiosity in their perceptions is what helps us continue to heal the construct. Because the construct, the piece of it that is the ideology of whiteness and separation, the goal is divide and conquer. The goal is competition, defensiveness, separation. It does not want you to be in curiosity. It wants you to be in judgment. And healing that part of what the construct of giving us is about stepping into the shifts or the changes we're experiencing with curiosity. And always coming back to the I, not the I in rugged individualism, not, well, my perception is the perception, but coming back to the I to explore further, to understand my perception is a perception and it's weaving a story. And that's the power within it, being really clear what's happening here, and then activating the sacred masculine in terms of the action of doing, of going out in the world from that curiosity to create stories with other people, to have an understanding of what their experience is, my experience, and then we have a we experience. That's all I wanted to share, is just this idea. Be really curious. When you hear me say this thing about the timeline it was an internal event. How are you experiencing that in your perception around you in the external world? What does that mean, or what is it not meaning for you? And just keep coming back to your I for the greater good of the we. Sending so much love, compassion, grace, holding so much empathy for a world that feels like it's crumbling. I don't laugh because it's funny. I laugh because from the depths of laughter comes sorrow. You ever heard that saying? But here we are. We're here. We're healing, planting seeds for those who are to come, to have the option to choose something else, because this is crumbling, and something else needs to rise up from the ash. So here we are, rooted cosmic souls. Thank you so much for walking the path of healing, unfettered, and infinite love and gratitude.
This is Rooted Cosmic Soul, Season 2, Healing the Patriarchy Within, a Broom Closet recording, offered with infinite love and gratitude. Thank you for watching, listening, co-creating the energy necessary for this time and space to exist. My energy stays here. Your energy stays there. Return when your spirit moves you to do so. Same Bruja time. Same Bruja channel.